I guess I have a problem. Let's see what my problem is.
There is an implosion happening on Twitter right
Oh,
now
shit.
between Mudahar and XQC. For people who don't know about these people, Mudahar is, I would say, a general advocate of internet trends, pop culture in that vein, talks about a lot of commentary. You might have seen him whenever he made the video on Ethan Klein back in the day, and he also runs a podcast with Oompaville, one of my good friends. And of course, you probably know XQC. I think he's the biggest streamer on Twitch or
Pretty
Kick,
much.
wherever the
Kick.
fuck he's at. He's the biggest streamer to ever live, pretty much. And there's been a big battle about reaction content. You probably see it all over YouTube. Streamers uploading their streams to YouTube, reacting to other people's content, whether it's Osmongold watching every literal second of the Johnny Depp trial,
Damn, those pictures. Wait, who's this one?
Hassan
No.
with the meme of his empty chair, or XQC putting himself in the corner of a video and uploading the entire thing. And it's caused a huge debate. And I felt, honestly, personally involved in this subject, and I thought it was all very fascinating. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this matter, because as a person who makes cartoons online, my shit gets uploaded, reacted to, people upload it without crediting. It's just everywhere.
All right, so 100%, if you're reacting to someone's content, it's the same thing as if you're fucking writing a paper, okay? When you write a paper, you use your works cited to say where you got your fucking work from. And I could personally say that, like, you know, as my shit starts going up and keeps going up, giving credit where credit is due, like, is very important, because there's no, I mean, like, fuck, bro, like, you didn't create the underlying content yourself. The same way that when you do a research paper, you didn't fucking go do the fucking test yourself. So I totally agree that, you know, if you are going to be doing this type of content, you have to give credit where credit is due, right? And then also, if individuals don't want you reacting to their shit, then, I mean, that's a whole different story. Then just don't fucking do it. Find somebody else. There's way too much content on the internet for you to have to fucking bring yourself down to a level where you're arguing with someone about using their shit against their will. You get what I'm saying? So if you are going to react to shit, if you are going to include any piece of anyone else's content inside of your content, you need to give credit where credit is due. And that's it. And it's not for the purpose of, like, I don't even think it, like, divulges attention away, because at the end of the day, there's the underlying content, which is consumable, but then there's also, like, stances, opinions being talked about, things like that I think also are valid and should be part of the discourse. So just keep that in mind, that if you are using someone else's shit, fucking slap their name somewhere, bro. Give them fucking credit, because at the end of the day, people watching your shit might want to just go watch their shit as well, right? And you know what? I think as a community of content creators, it's important to, it's kind of like an ecosystem. Like, React content, I think it's like the what is it, like the fucking, I wouldn't even compare it to, like, the vultures of the shit, right? Like, once the shit has been produced and done and it's dead, they come along and they give it new life. You know what I'm saying? Or like fungus growing. You get what I'm saying? It's just part of this fucking natural process of how content is consumed and regenerated.
So I thought to myself, you know what? I think I'm going to weigh in on this and look at this little conversation. And also, it's just kind of an amusing conversation between two internet pals. So let's take a look at it. This all started with a tweet from Mudahar that said, "Just a shame garbage like this fills the recommended tab." And it's a classic XQC soy face with the Kennedy assassination. XQC reacts to Lemino. Hopefully I said that right.
Just let me know.
Which is an hour and 53-minute long video, which I'm almost positive.
That's ridiculous. At the same time, also, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not that React content can't be that long. It's just that, like, I don't know, bro. Like, at what point do you decide to cut it off? At what point do you say, all right? I mean, XQC, obviously, he puts up a 2-hour video. You have tons of fucking fanboys who are going to watch it. But in reality, like, who has enough time to listen to that shit?
Is the actual runtime of the video that the person made. Okay.
That's a big problem. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's like, if you aren't contributing at least 30% of that new content, if that video is a fucking hour long, right? If you're reacting to an hour long video and your video isn't, I wouldn't even say, somewhere between 30 to 50% longer. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not completely, you know, I've done React videos where the shit that I'm talking about is like 2 or 3 times the length of the actual fucking video. Right? But then there's some times where it's just like, I don't have that much to say about something, and maybe I might get, you know, if a video is 10 minutes, maybe I reacted for 4 minutes length of time, you know, but you have to add something of value to it. You have to, you know what I'm saying, to have an hour 40-minute video, and your video is just like, what, like 6 minutes, 8 minutes longer, you're pretty much just stealing the content, like, and you're just putting your fucking face on it.
which is pretty crazy to upload the entire thing. Which, let me just go on record and say this. Initially, just before we get into all this, I think that people that react to things in a corner and upload the entire video to their site for their audience and make money off of it, regardless if they need it or not, that's like fucking really scummy. I think that you should do anything to transform content. Even if you do react to something or you use a large part of the video, are you editing it? Are you making a smaller piece of a puzzle to a larger image that you're presenting? I think is very, very key. And like I said, I don't give a fuck how rich you are or if something isn't for money or not. It's money that you're taking away from somebody else, and it's also exposure and organic growth that you're.
Speaking of exposure, that background is overexposed. Yeah, no, it makes a great point. Great point. It's, you know, dude, end of the day, you know what it is? It's like, imagine if you took the Mona Lisa and you just drew a fucking mustache on the bitch and you said, this is new art. Like, no, motherfucker, you just added a mustache to the Mona Lisa. It's not that big of a deal. And you need to contribute more than just fucking 8 minutes of your time.
Taking away from somebody who worked incredibly hard on a piece of content. That's how I feel about it. Do I think all reaction channels are bad? Absolutely not. There's a lot of people who transform content and make something new out of it that's even better, and two fan bases get to rejoice, and that's the beauty of it. But whenever a fan base or a particular content creator takes content or videos or whatever the fuck you would say, art in general, and just uses it for their own gain in that way, I think it's just really scummy. But let's go on. How did XQC respond to this? I'm sure he didn't mind. See his cute little thumbnail here. Who doesn't do a soy face? I know I do. I love it. And I'll never stop doing it. XQC followed up in the comments and he said, I wonder what triggers people like you so much. Revenue share? Audience split? Algorithm? I've heard this complaint 1,000,000 times, and most public figures tried to attack it from multiple angles, just to fall flat on their face.
Before he continues, also, I could say that, for example, Asmongold, right? Like, you see him react to content, and one thing he does really well is, first of all, credit the individuals in the fucking in the description below. He tags their page. He fucking links the video. You get what I'm saying? As he's streaming it, he'll take the video link and he'll send it to the chat. You get what I'm saying? If he likes the video, he'll like it. Sometimes he'll even subscribe. Individuals like that bring attention to these other smaller streamers, these smaller channels, right? These smaller content creators who maybe don't have such a large audience as he does. You could also make the same argument for XQC. Now, I'll be honest, I've never watched XQC shit. He's just not my cup of tea. You get what I'm saying? It's just not my vibe. And I think that's okay. And I think at certain points you have to recognize like what content creators you do like, which ones you don't like, which ones, you know what I'm saying, you kind of move along with, which ones you don't. Now, I would also say though, like if XQC reacted to some of my shit, if XQC reacted to somebody else's shit, it's going to bring attention to that person's channel either way. So to a certain extent, yeah, it's cool because you have the biggest streamer kind of like shining a light on your content, but it just kind of sucks when, for example, like let's just say his reaction isn't great, right? Let's just say he doesn't have a great reaction to the video. Let's just say he didn't like the video or whatever the case is. Think about those thousands of people watching live, and then think about the millions of people who watch his videos on demand. And then you have to ask yourself whether or not that's actually helpful or hurtful to that smaller streamer or that smaller content creator.
I'm watching a vid I like to my people. That's it. What's funny to me about this initially is, one, the general, I guess, lack of care. And then also say it's happened 1,000,000 times. If somebody complained about something 1,000,000 times, don't you think you'd be like, feel like maybe there's a bit of an argument to be made here. If there's a million examples and all these things you're saying, audience split, revenue share, and algorithm, those are all vital things for a content creator. Not everybody is the biggest streamer on the internet. It takes a long time to build an audience, and God forbid, this whole thing, let me tell you something too. Online, if you're ever doing any online work, you will find that every person says the #1 rule is always accept money, do not accept exposure. So this whole argument's just like, well, what the? I'm just watching a video, okay? Who cares? Yeah, but this entire video is put on your channel. It's viewed through your lens, through your audience. It diminishes all the weight of the person watching this, especially when it's just your face in the corner of a video. It's like, just put some edits in there. If money's no issue, hire multiple editors for a 2-hour-long video.
I would also say that like, fuck. Okay. How do you even address this? First of all, does XQC give a fuck? That's the first question, right? Does XQC even have a fuck to give about this, right? And then second off, you have to wonder, like, is he well within his rights? You know? Now if he uses your content like that and posts it up and you feel like you have somehow had money taken from you, you somehow feel that, you know, you've had anything else taken from you, then I mean, I guess you're well within your rights to go ahead and try to put a strike against them. You know, enough strikes and any YouTube channel gets taken down. Now, I mean, there is a possibility that because he generates enough revenue for YouTube as well, that maybe they'd be like, no, let's just let this one slide. But I do think like both parties here have like their own, like they have their own rights, their own freedoms. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you feel like your content's being stolen, then you need to say something. You know what I'm saying? You need to report it then. As far as this goes, as far as, you know, him just putting his face in the bottom left-hand corner and just watching a video, that wouldn't be bad if you're streaming it on Kick. You get what I'm saying? Like it's totally within the guidelines. You could totally do it on Kick. Just watch people shit and not give a fuck. I've seen people watch movies. Fuck, I've watched movies on Kick, right? I've seen people watch fucking documentaries on here, do a bunch of shit on here. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's really up to you what you do with it. If you have a problem with it, like for example, like what I just said with XQC just sticking his face in the lower corner, that's kind of bullshit. I wouldn't upload that to YouTube because I don't feel like he added anything of significance to it. You know, that's like me just putting my logo on a video and then just letting it run. That's not really fair now, is it?
Do something to transform it. You sitting there talking barely in a dark room or whatever does not justify this as transformative. It starts.
By the way, I'm in a well lit room, just so you know. No dark room here. All right, just saying. Even when it does get dark out, I'll turn the light on. You know what I'm saying? No dark room for your boy. I like my eyesight.
It's a whole conversation of it just feels parasitic. Mutahar used a lot of the words cannibalistic or cannibalized.
Whoa, nothing inherently is triggering when you view live content on a different platform. It's when you re-upload the content to the same platform and have it copy the same metadata to further cannibalize.
Because you are literally eating and devouring all of the growth that this person would have that took all this time to watch something that you enjoyed. This exposure, it isn't always transparent, and the money does go a long way for a lot of people who don't make a lot of fucking money.
100%.
So, fucking L there, in my opinion. One of the comments also said from Ryan, I'm a fan of React videos, but I feel it's extremely unfair. The original videos provider needs to get a portion of the income from your React videos, a 50-50, more for them.
Yeah, 100%. This is a really good point right here. Let me just go back just a little bit. Come on, frame by frame. All right. I think that, well, first of all, one of the Ryans, and then like his thing is Spider-Man. I like that whole fucking thing going on there. Yeah, you know, yeah, 100%. I think that if you're gonna react to someone's content, you should be okay with revenue split. I think you should be okay with making new content off of somebody else's and not just giving them credit in the thing, but then also somehow splitting that revenue. And you know, maybe at scale it works differently. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because XQC has millions of subscribers, you know, he's going to bring attention to your channel. So maybe it's not even a 50-50. Maybe it'd be like a 80-20. But then again, like 80-20 on that scale is going to be a big difference versus 50-50 on like some small guy like me. If I fucking react to your video and you want to split 50-50, then you let me know and let's talk about it. But you're talking about someone who barely has any subscribers. Now you compare that to someone who has millions. Like, it's gonna be a different deal. It's kind of like leveraging. You know, you gotta know what your worth is, and you gotta know when to ask for more, and sometimes you gotta know when the fuck to back down and ask for less. You know?
More for them. And XQC took very quickly. I wonder if this person's even like a reactor, if they're just like, I'm just a person on the internet who likes content, and then this large content creator's just like, they can claim the whole fucking thing, and they do a lot of times. I swear you guys just make shit up for the hell of it. My stuff gets re-uploaded for the YouTube frogs that miss the stream. Get me contradictory analytics or facts. Anything else is zzz.
Yeah, I mean, when there it is, bro. If it gets claimed, then what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? If the motherfuckers are just gonna claim it anyways, there shouldn't really be a problem there. Because then whatever money he generates from that video is just gonna go straight to them.
re-uploading for YouTube frogs. Can't you just like, aren't the streams saved? Like, can't, if people miss a stream, can't they just go back on your Twitch and watch the?
Yeah, they can, but no one really goes to these places for on-demand content like that. That's one thing though. Like YouTube is the source. YouTube is the go-to for on-demand content. To expect any of these people to go to Twitch to catch it or this and that. The thing is, you have to. It would be an entire stream, and then you have to go look for the specific part. The good thing about the on-demand editing for YouTube, cutting the pieces out, is that you do just that. You isolate the content, and then whatever they're looking for, they can find it right away. It's not just you see, like, look at this post, click this, mega drama, come through, let's go, bing bang, wah 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 wah, losing. Like, this is like, it's a non-title. You understand? It's just nothing but silliness. It's whatever the fuck he does. And then you go and watch the fucking video on YouTube, and it says Kennedy assassination. You know, XQC reacts. It's like that, you know what I'm saying? It does make a difference.
Streams, like, I don't understand that argument. Well, you know, only this part of the stream was really worth watching, so I just wanted to upload it there. Or it's like, that just doesn't make any sense. I like how it's also,
I don't know, I think it does make sense. I'm gonna disagree with you there. Like I said, I'll cover, so there's been streams that I've had that I've covered like 6 or 7 fucking videos, and there's no way, and the thing is, like, I like a bunch of different shit, and I'm interested in a bunch of different shit. So like, for me to expect you to find the thing you're looking for in that one VOD and you dig through it is kind of unreasonable. And as far as trying to grow and trying to create an audience or build an audience, it doesn't really make sense for any content creator to not isolate and title their content appropriately.
An exact breakdown spreadsheet of every analytical fact. You need to expose how much money you're making in general, how much money you're losing, make that public knowledge, and then that'll be the concrete facts. That makes a lot of fucking sense. Chairman says, who does YouTube pay the ad revenue to in a situation like that? I hope it's not XQC.
I will see.
That's a bit of a shot. You know, we're swinging low and swinging hard. XQC promptly replied and said, imagine being so small-minded you think I care about the revenue and it's computed into anything.
He makes too much off of streaming. Like for, I would imagine that for XQC, it's like his money comes from streaming, majority of it. People subscribing or subbing, gifting subs and donations. You go to his channel and you'll see that shit popping off at all times of the day, right? Like, so and so just subscribed, so and so just subscribed, so and so donated this much, so and so donated that much. That's going all the time. Like, that kind of money, you can't make that on YouTube. Like, YouTube is a lot slower. I would imagine that for him, YouTube would be like a side hustle.
Now, with something like that, I think it's really important to say that, like, it's just an extremely selfish way of looking at all of this. Everything that's being said is about him and not about the ad revenue that is going towards the person who has a much larger audience, or much smaller audience, and a much smaller, probably, scale to profit of anything.
All right, I just want to also denote that microphone is amazing, bro. He is using that thing to talk into, and it's picking up the fuck out of his voice. I can't even hear the wind outside, and I know the fucking wind is blowing because I saw the shadows on his shirt earlier.
Somebody that's doing this out of passion, who likes to do it, who justifiably deserves to get paid the ad revenue on YouTube from such a thing that goes viral, gets recommended, or even if such a large influencer feels the need to, like, watch it and present it to their audience, you would want that kind of exposure and that kind of monetization to go to somebody who deserves it. And a lot of the time, This is a job. It is about fucking money. They put a lot of time into this. People do it a lot for a hobby as well, but to completely exclude that person from any financial gain and just attribute it all to yourself and how much money, I don't care about making money. I don't care. Everyone knows my giant deals that are being made. Who cares? I don't. These are for the YouTube frogs, right? The boys who missed the stream. But I will be actually monetizing it in general, though. I know it's not about money, but boys, we have to. I mean, come on. We got to be making something off the back end.
Yeah, I didn't sit there for an hour and a half watching this just because I wanted to really watch this for an hour and a half.
Right? That's what pisses me off too, actually, about it. It's not about the monetization, but I am monetizing it. It's not about the money, but, like, I'm gonna... Like, it's green, right? You know what I mean? It makes it almost worse. It makes it almost worse when you're like... I mean, like, dude, like, money to me is like... I spit out my fucking snot on it, dude.
Oh, God, he has it on the tip of his mustache.
It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Wait, is he gonna pay for my villa? No, but
oh, thank God he wiped it off. Fuck, that was bothering me.
Might pay for the electricity, you know, like, who cares? Fuck, dude. Chairman then responded, he said, I'm saying I hope YouTube pays the original creators of the content on their platform, not the brainlets who watch a face cam over the videos while eating food.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, no, I agree. I 100% agree. If you're just sitting there fucking eating shit and the video's playing in the background and you're just watching it, bro, like you're not adding anything. Like it's almost like saying I wanted to watch this video just because his face was on it the whole time. I mean, there's fucking weirdos like that on the internet, but like, dude, that's just like how are you okay with I'll put it to you like this. If I did that for a video, right, where I reacted to it and I sat there and as I'm just watching it, I do nothing else. I just enjoy, I just consume, and then I chop that shit up and I upload it to YouTube, and then we're fucking done for the day. And I make money off of that, and I see money hit my account, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit, for real? How did that happen? And then like immediately like in the back like that thought that oh shit, really? Because that doesn't make sense.
I mean, to be fair, at the same time, this is the problem though too with React content is that if people do consume content like that, and they like consuming the original content on someone else's platform while they do nothing and they just eat food or they
Yeah, it's
sit
weird.
in a room or they say, "Oh my god, oh my god." It's like Jax Films had that great video talking about Sniper Wolf, who actually adds nothing to the video besides being cute on camera and saying, "Oh my god." Someone turns on a light switch. They flip the switch. But even, I mean, at times, that's probably more than what some of these people do on streams when they re-upload it. And it just feels extremely parasitic, I guess is what I'm saying.
I wonder whether or not he's had an incident where someone has just sat there and watched one of his videos and not done anything else. I'm pretty sure. The internet's a big place.
Mutahar has a longer tweet here that I thought was kind of important, kind of good to say too, which is, I know you're not the, well, it's kind of okay. I know you're not the brightest, but I didn't expect you to be this intellectually dishonest. Nothing inherently is triggering when you view the live content on a different platform. It's when you re-upload the content to the same platform and have it copy the same metadata to further cannibalize. By that, he means you're taking the exact video format, re-uploading it, so the algorithm's just like, I get this.
Like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I send them to this video? Do I send them to that video? Well, if you have more of an audience, well, yeah, it's probably better to send them your way because you're attracting more individuals, you're getting more engagement, so that means that your video is more engaging than this other video, which doesn't really take into account the fact that you've already built like a much larger audience because of whatever the fuck else you've been doing.
This one's a bigger chance. I guess I'll just push this one instead. That's what he's saying. It has even less to do with like the revenue at that point. It's just the general algorithm favoring the larger channel or favoring his reaction content more over it. We demonized individuals like Jinx back in 2017. In large, we do as well today. Jinx, if you don't remember, was a guy back in the day who would just do pretty much what a lot of these reaction channels do now, or reaction streamers do now, which is sit, say, "Oh my god, that's crazy," maybe laugh from time to time, look at the camera awkwardly, and then upload it. I was just if you didn't know, he's faded into obscurity now, but that was real big back in the day. This type of content is even frowned upon by YouTube and large. Any web pages, repetitive and duplicate content. YouTube will often change its algorithm to fight algorithm abuse content like this, e.g. reply era, initial reactions 2017. Back in the day, people used to just upload tons of content, remember that? Probably a lot of people are too young nowadays, but it used to be RE colon and then that, and it would boost off the algorithm of this initial video, making reply videos really big. But since then, it's gotten a lot less favorable because people just don't want to see the same shit over and over again in their feed. I know you've watched The Dark Knight and animes like Hunter x Hunter. Why not re-upload those as well?
Yeah. And the difference is that he would get in trouble for the other things. He's not getting in trouble for this. I don't know. Is this an issue with like YouTube's content policy? You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you don't want them to put in something that's not going to allow anyone to react to shit, because then what you're going to end up with is just people's faces on the screen and nothing else, and then the content playing as audio in the back. And then now you don't have to worry about it because the video is completely fresh, right? Like it's a completely different video now, and it's just there. All you hear is the audio, you know what I'm saying? And then like what happens when they start to clamp down on that? I mean, then before you know it, you're just going to have videos of people's faces with no audio in it at all.
You also realize claiming content isn't a task any content creator can just do. It requires access to elevated content management systems only larger studios and media groups have. Educate yourself. A problem also with copywriting content is almost always, if a content creator copyright strikes another creator, it's almost always looked at like you're a fucking villain. Like that's like a huge no-no in the creator sphere, is somebody copywriting somebody else's work. I mean, there's been cases of it in the past, and there's been a lot of public backlash from it. You just don't do that. But then also at the same time, you have to hope that you have the sway that like the YouTube reps are going to be like, yeah, this is content theft. Then a lot of times they're just going to be like, you know, I don't know. I mean, he has a big channel. What am I? Just leave it. We don't want Twitter to be mad at us. That's the kind of vibe I think they get a lot of the time.
Yeah, they don't want to get involved in this shit. At the end of the day, all they care about the fact is that, look, your video got views, his videos got views, and we ran ads on that shit, and we made money, and that's it. We made money. We made money off of both videos. So what's the problem here? We don't know what the problem is. You know, everybody made money.
And then XQC responds with, damn, I knew you liked using big words that people would give your takes more importance, but filling your unfounded criticism full of personal attacks and using anecdotal evidence to prove that the content is cannibalistic by nature. I get it now. I don't know what big words he's referring to. Was it metadata? What was the big? Was it triggering? I only complain about big words if someone is able to throw onomatopoeia in a sentence. That's when I'm like, okay, dude, fuck off. You could have found a way around that, but whatever. I get it now. It's all for show. You have no substance. I guess it makes sense that you're upset everyone is reacting to actual good content instead of whatever you post.
Damn. And I think the best part about this is that XQC is the type of individual where, like, if he posts something, you know you're gonna get like at least like, I don't know, fucking 40,000 fanboys coming at you right after, you know, retweeting, liking, talking shit, adding gifs. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Yeah, that hurts.
That's like the biggest playground insult to other creators. Well, I guess you're just mad because people aren't watching your content because it's not good, right?
But you're watching the content, though. You're watching the content.
Yeah, well, your mom.
Damn.
It's like that, where you're just like, what, am I supposed to respond to that? I mean, Mutahar has like, what, 4 million subscribers? I don't think anyone's questioning the legitimacy of his content or how good it is. He's built his own fan base. He has no reason to harp on this subject other than he feels genuine about something. It just feels so fucking odd. It feels like you're like back against the wall and everyone's just like, dude, what's your problem? It's like, dude, why are you guys freaking out right now? You're all freaking out on me. It has that kind of vibe. XQC goes on to say, little brother. I like this. I like how intimate it gets. Little brother. Little brother used 2017 example twice and tried to cash in his win early. That's just called, I mean, it's just reference. It's just an example. It's just, that's how you do proof. You want to back up any claims you have with examples or references. That's just what that is. Also, 2017, that's 6 years ago. It's not like it's, I feel like this is extremely applicable to what's happening here. This might get you Twitter drone likes. You have the stats to back it up. You didn't use any because you know how it will show the exact opposite of this phenomenon. It's kind of like a Wolf of Wall Street thing to me. I don't know. I'm just thinking Wolf of Wall Street. Like Wall Street when guys have like tons of like arbitrary papers and like filing cabinets and stuff and they're like throwing papers up and people are just like, where's this at? Show me the proof. Please tell me how much money you make. Please show me exactly how much money someone makes and tell me how much I'm taking for them. Put that all over the internet so people know. Please and thank you. Also,
it'd be interesting to see, for example, how much money one of the videos he made versus one of the videos he reacted to versus his actual reaction video. I think that would be an interesting comparison to see how that money got, like who made what money on it, what amounts, and then I think it'd be accurate to be able to, like, you know, call bullshit wherever bullshit is.
Also, I talk to most of the YouTubers I take big content pieces from to react to. Maybe send @DD whatever a call and compare numbers on uploads / reacts. I'm on the defense, so I'll let you pull some stats up. After all, I'm the dumb one, right? So I guess I'm just a...
No, XQC, you're the one acting dumb. You're the one acting as if you're stupid, because you're not stupid. Like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And I mean, obviously we don't know anything about his personal dealings, which I think would be a great reason why, you know, if anyone who has had their content reacted to by XQC and has had a negative outcome from it, then they should be standing up. They should be saying something about it. And it's not just XQC, it's any of these React streamers, any of these React content makers, content creators, that if you feel as if they're not adding something of value, if you feel that like they're somehow taken away from whatever the fuck, then you should have a conversation with them. You know, I think that's the first step, you know? Now, just complaining about something, and honestly, like it's not even like, why are you even getting involved in this in the first place? Why are you even throwing shots at this guy anyways? Like, I wouldn't see myself, like, the only point that I could understand, the only way I could understand why some ordinary gamer is getting involved with XQC is because it's like, well, how is it that I'm doing my reacts and this is going on like this, but then you're doing your reacts and this is going on like that? This doesn't make sense to me. I don't agree with the way you're doing things. And therefore it upsets me because you're not living up to my standard. Who the fuck cares? I mean, honestly, like, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. You could say it's wrong. You could say it's wrong, but so is killing people. And motherfuckers in the army do that shit all day. You know what I'm saying? You could say it's wrong for this, it's wrong for that, but it happens anyways. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you could live by a set of standards, and you can hold yourself to a certain level of ethics and morals. But the moment you start trying to hold other people accountable to that shit, that's when you're crossing the line, because at the end of the day, they don't have a reason to give a fuck about why you believe what you believe.
Stupid one. It's just so much deflection. I don't know. It's just so fucking petty. Also, the whole idea too is like, if he does reach out to YouTubers, I think that's good. I think everybody should do that. If you have a large platform and you're like, hey, I do a reaction thing. Here's a perfect example. Corey Kenshin. Corey Kenshin at the beginning of my YouTube career was like one of the first big people to react to my stuff and cross-pollinate fan bases in a great way. He exposed his fans to a lot of my content. I think that's great. He also does a great thing where he doesn't show the whole thing. He kind of like edits it in a great way. And also, he emailed me here 3 years ago, and he asked very politely. I said, yes, just please share the credit. And he's like, will do. Perfect transaction. Wow, yeah. That's difficult. Does that happen here? I don't know. I have no idea how many emails were sent. I don't know. Until then, keep molding, little brother. I hate the little brother thing. The little brother thing's so fucking...
No, that's meant for the purpose of trying to aggravate him and agitate him.
Cringe. Keep molding, little brother. Little brother really brought up a 2017 reference. We both know why you posted the tweet in the first place. Insecurity is a fucking bitch, isn't it? Bites when you least expect it and makes you look weak. Don't make a money argument type. I'm probably the one person, whatever, doesn't care. Yeah, he's so rich. Now write another essay to farm some impressions, blah, blah, blah. The biggest problem with this is that it's deflection, and it feels like somebody who knows, like, I guess it is kind of shitty what I'm doing. But you have so many, like, maybe drones of people.
No, I don't think he thinks like that at all. I don't think in his head he's actually saying, oh, this is kind of shitty. I think in his head it's like, no, it's allowed. If they're letting me do it, then it's okay. You know, it's kind of like the way that certain people own corporations or companies whose whole sole purpose is to buy other companies and dismantle them. Yeah, I mean, a bunch of people go unemployed, and you literally destroy, like, a community in the process. But at the end of the day, it's allowed by law. So why do I give a fuck? Let me go make my millions.
Being like, yeah, but when you react, it's so funny. I love watching you sit down. It's awesome.
I love it. Also, I thought it was funny. Mudahar he did reply to his tweet saying, reacting to good content instead of whatever you post. It's a picture of XQC reacting to Mudahar's content. And then they had a cute little exchange about, how...
Wait, what?
Posted a picture of XQC reacting to Mudahar's content. And then they had...
It's a good video. I enjoyed it. What's the issue? You called my shit garbage, but is it all garbage? No, you're right. I'll concede that point. Your GTA heisting was good.
How they both like each other's content.
All right, I'll take this trade. Now, Kith.
Don't want to get the Twitter mob mad. Listen, the thing is that I'm not even saying that XQC is a bad streamer. I'm not saying any of that. The biggest thing is saying that people that do reaction content need to transform it in some kind of way. I feel very passionately about this because you know how many times I've worked on, me and my team have busted our asses making a cartoon, and then a ton of people will take it and re-upload it, and I love seeing other communities react to it. But how many times I've sat down and watched somebody just be like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And even if they don't get as many views as mine, they're still making money off that content that I poured my fucking heart into. It's fucking disheartening.
Yes. Well, that's why sampling in music is such a big deal. That's why licensing is such a big, important deal, because licenses are all about, being able to use someone else's work to generate a new piece of work. When it comes to music, if I take a sample from a song and that song isn't, fucking 70 years old already, or 70 years after the artist's death, or whatever the case is, right? There's songs that are now, in public domain, things like that. But if it's not public domain, if it's like, let's just say I want to sample like a fucking Ye lyric or something, I need to ask for permission first of all, and then when money comes in, it needs to be divvied out specifically, you know. So there should be some kind of method. You know, maybe YouTube can figure out some kind of form of way to compensate, you know, React streamers or people who are kind of recycling content. I think there should be a way to do this. And I mean, like, I don't know, bro, like maybe you come up with a split, maybe it's a negotiated split, you know, whatever the case is. But I 100% believe that, yeah, 100%, you're not creating original content. It's not your original video. So therefore, you know, you probably shouldn't be getting the whole stream of the whole fucking cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that should be divvied up, you know? Is it 80-20? Is it 75-25? Or is it 50-50? I don't know. That's beyond my my understanding. That's beyond my my comprehension skills.
Especially somebody to upload a 2-hour-long video that probably took God knows how many hours of editing, hours of researching, only for somebody else to upload it and just be like, well, I mean, I like the video, so I upload it. It's no big deal. It just feels really parasitic and fucking gross to me. It has nothing to do with him as like a fucking streamer. I mean, he's the biggest streamer for...
All right, how many examples of this actually are there? I mean, like I said, I don't consume XQC's content. But my question really is, okay, well, based on that, how often does he do this? How often does he just sit there, watch a video, and decide to upload it? You know, if this is just like one example, then it's like, okay, bro, he doesn't really do it that often. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's wrong. But if he's being allowed to do it as well, is the problem really with him for exploiting the system, or is it a problem with the system for allowing itself to be exploited in such a manner?
Reason. He's obviously entertaining. At the end of the day, it's just something where it's just like, transform the content. If you're uploading it to a different platform and you make that much money, or you do have that kind of revenue stream, pay an editor to transform it. Maybe try a bit more whenever you're reacting to something to actually give some kind of commentary over it. Do something to change it and make it your own is the biggest thing. I saw this exchange and I just think it's important because so many people, I get a ton of DMs of people asking me to react to stuff, and I look at their pages sometimes and it's them doing nothing besides pressing record, pressing play. They say, we're watching this video. They watch the video, at the end they're like, thanks for watching, be sure to hit the bell. And you're like, dude, go fuck yourself. That's fucked up. So just want to give a shout out to Limino and his video that was uploaded. Go check it out, it's gonna be sweet. And once again, this is not at all a dig at reaction YouTubers. It's just a dig at people who sit down and add nothing to a video and make tons of money off of it. Even if they don't need the money, it's still money that should be going in somebody else's pockets, or it's money that you do not deserve in any regards.
I'll put it here like this. It's like, I bought the car, but you get to drive it. Fuck that. No. No, it's my car. Get the fuck out.
I don't give a fuck how wealthy you are. Even if it's something where you just shit it out and it's so insignificant to you, to somebody else, it could be a bill they could pay. It could be rent they could pay.
That's very true.
It could be food that could be going in their stomach. That's all I'm saying. So just pay a fucking editor. Man, how hard is that? The guy that I'm paying somebody to edit this right now. It's not a big deal. People love work. People love to work. Give people something to edit. They would love to edit the video. It's not a big deal. But no, if you do watch my stuff, thank you so much for exposing your audience. Thank you so much for exposing your audience to mine. A lot of flies out here. Thank you so much. All right, guys, that's all I have today. Just wanted to do a quick little rant. I love you. Bye-bye.
That was great.
I tried to get a big snot rocket, but I couldn't get it. Did anything come out?
Yeah.
No, I was trying to... I tried getting like a big snot. You're like, oh, I like sneeze on it, whatever, but I didn't.
At a Home Depot in Hawaii.
Wait, whoa, slow down.
It's a
Slow down.
podcast
We're not
with
there.
Oompa Bill, one of my good friends.
All right. Yeah, nothing but I agree. Like, that's it. I totally agree. I mean, besides all the other shit I said, right? I hope Papa Meat, I hope I added enough here so you're satisfied, right? But it like, honestly, this is he makes a great point here. It's not that I do this every time, right? But I feel like my best reaction videos are the ones where, like, I literally add enough content to where I match the fucking time of the video, where I'm adding enough commentary and I'm adding enough. And by the way, the reason I love doing reactions is because I fucking love my opinion, and I love giving my opinion on things, and I've always loved giving my opinion on things. And I just recognize at a certain point there's a fucking cross section between, you know, the industry I'm trying to break into and just a lifelong passion of talking as much as I could possibly talk. and I was like, this marries very nicely. But it's important to give credit where credit is due. And once again, if you're gonna reuse somebody else's work to create a new piece of work, well, guess what? You need to actually put in work. And I think that, like, for example, like, I can't just take a Ye song and upload it to my SoundCloud or upload it to my fucking, to DistroKid or whatever the fucking case is. It's not possible. I'd have that shit instantly taken down, instantly have algorithms just to detect that shit and get rid of it. It's just never gonna work. It's just not okay, is what I'm trying to say. Now you get permission, people are okay with it, that's a whole different story. But this is definitely one of those case by case basis things, whatever. And I think it just needs I think at the end of the day, it probably needs to be more of it's probably an issue that's better held by YouTube. But I am worried about having YouTube handle something like this, because you don't know how far they're gonna take it. And they might just end up shitting on the whole fucking content policy, So it's kind of scary. And so it's just like, fuck, we're trying to maintain, like, I feel like YouTube's content guidelines right now are pretty good. I've even gotten a strike against my channel because I decided to watch fucking, I don't know if it was Royal Rumble, whatever the fuck it was, while I was streaming live. Kind of pissed me off, but whatever. So I understand that whole concept, but like, we still want to keep certain freedoms that we do have without having situations like this arise too often, to the point where they start clamping down on what is allowed and what isn't allowed. So I think it's important to maintain the sanctity of that relationship amongst the community of content creators. And whether you're a big time content creator or a small time content creator, I think that you need to give genuine effort to create and to make something different and to add to something, not just put your fucking face in the corner, dude. Come on, bro. Like, that's not, like, you might not give a fuck, but you know.